Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel here. So today we're going to be doing a rinseless wash on the Equinox. It's actually Wednesday, December 11th. I actually came home from work a little early. I'll be going on PTO soon for the rest of the year, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to be washing the Equinox with the rinseless wash, and you're probably going like, well, I thought you were done with rinseless washing. Now when I made that statement on the Ethos video, the reason I said that is because I didn't know that there was going to be other products that were coming out from different manufacturers. Like I didn't know Pan was coming out with one. I didn't know Detail Co was coming out with one. You know, if I knew that going in, Ethos would not have been my last one to make. Pan and Eddie were kind enough to send me their rinseless washes to test out, and hence I shared my thoughts on camera, and I had no obligation to make videos for that. So, with that said, the rinseless wash that piqued my interest lately, which was during Black Friday sales, is from Carbon Collective, and that's their Evolve Rinseless Wash. I know people have been asking, what about the ONR version, the Optimum foaming one? That one doesn't pique my interest, so that's why I haven't bought it. I might buy it next year, but for now, it doesn't pique my interest, and it doesn't give me that I have to go out and buy it. I don't have that. But this I did because it's a new formulation, it's new to the market, and it has this cool little people might think it's gimmicky color changing thing, and we'll talk about that here in a second here. But that's the reason why I bought this. It's expensive though. Before shipping it's still expensive. With shipping it's expensive, and I bought this through Detail Division because they had it 20% off, so that's where I bought it from. I have my little cheat sheet here with some numbers and calculations and stuff. But on the back, it still has the typical mumbo jumbo on what a rinseless wash is here. But it has all the dilutions of what this thing can be used for: glass and interior cleaner, dust and watermark removal, panel wipe, pre-wash, and a rinseless wash. I'm going to be demonstrating as a rinseless wash today. So as a rinseless wash, the dilution is 25 milliliters to 12 liters of water. That translates to, for those of you in the US, 0.85 ounces, so not 1 ounce, so 0.85 ounces to 3.2 gallons of water. That's what it translates to when you're looking up for conversions. So again, real nice dilution ratio here for this. It's very cost effective, and so if I did this correctly, the dilution ratio for this is 1 to 480. Again, very nice dilution, because typical rinseless washes, like for example DIY, is 256 to 1 to 256. That's the dilution. So you're getting, so this, based on that number, is more concentrated than DIY Detail. Is there a con to that? Sometimes yes, because sometimes the rinseless wash is not as slick when you're using it on the surface, so you're sacrificing sometimes you're sacrificing the lubrication on there, so you may have to add a little bit more, and you may end up using it at the 256 to 1 dilution ratio. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, as I stated, from a cost perspective, this 1 liter bottle here is $35. The 16 ounce bottle, which is a 500 milliliters is more like 17 ounces, 500 milliliter bottle is $19. So if we break this down, so if we're going to be using just the typical 25 milliliters just for rinseless washing, and this is a 1 liter bottle, I'm going to be able to get 40 washes out of this. If we're going to be using 30 mils, we're going to drop down to 33 washes. So I'm kind of playing around with the numbers here. And then from a cost per ounce use here, and I did it versus ounce, not liters or anything like that. I should have done that, but I didn't think about it. So the 1 liter bottle is going to set you back $1.03 per ounce. The 500 milliliter bottle is $19. It's going to set you back $1.18 per ounce. That's the dilution ratios for that. So we're just going to continue talking about cost, and then we'll talk about some of the bullet points of why this thing is for on here. So because that's what we're talking about, cost, I might as well just bring up cost. So I compared the cost to, for example, this. I did the 16 ounce cost of Evolve to the 16 ounce bottle of DIY, and so DIY is $17 for a 16 ounce bottle. That comes out to $1.06 per ounce, so $1.06 per ounce. The 16 ounce bottle of Evolve, again, is $1.18 per ounce. So again, DIY comes in a little cheaper with the 256 to 1 dilution ratio. We're not talking about dilution ratios here. We're just talking about cost per ounce here. Dilution ratio, again, you're going to get more for your money on the Evolve in the 16-ounce bottle. Okay, so Hero, so if we're looking at Hero, so again, Hero is $18 for a 16-ounce bottle. That's going to be $1.13 per ounce. Again, slightly cheaper than the 16-ounce bottle of Evolve, which is $1.18 per ounce. So then we're going to talk about Nemesis from Detail Co. here. So Nemesis for a 16-ounce bottle is $10. You heard that right, $10. Crazy. And that comes down to basically 63 cents per ounce. Super cheap. Versus Evolve for a 16-ounce bottle, again, $1.18 per ounce. So we're going to talk about Clean by Pan next from a cost perspective here. This has the same cost as Hero. And so again, this has the same cost as Hero, which is $1.13 per ounce. 5 cents cheaper than the 16-ounce bottle of Evolve, which is $1.18 per ounce. Okay, so then we're going to talk about Hydra, which I have Hydra here. 16-ounce bottle of Hydra is $15, so that basically is going to get us to 93 cents per ounce. And again, Evolve for a 16-ounce bottle is $1.18. Again, Hydra is much cheaper per ounce on here. And again, this has we're not talking about the dilution. The dilution here is you can dilute it 1 to 3 gallons, 1 ounce per 3 gallons as well. So again, really good dilution ratio there. Okay, Hydra also has a 32-ounce bottle, not exactly 34 ounces, but that's as close as we can get to 34 ounces. We have a 32-ounce bottle here. That's going to cost for Hydra is 78 cents per ounce. Whereas Evolve for this big bottle here is $1.03 per ounce. So again, Hydra's a lot more cost effective. And so now we're going to take a look at RRW. So RRW only comes in 1 liter, so it's a 1 liter to 1 liter comparison. RRW comes out to 50 cents per ounce, whereas Evolve again is $1.18 per ounce. Again, RRW is cheaper. Okay, so we're going to look at McKee's N914. This only comes in a 32-ounce bottle. Again, no 34 ounce. So we're going to do 32 ounce comparison to 34 ounces. McKee's comes out to 78 cents per ounce. Evolve, again, is $1.03 per ounce. And then we're going to talk about, finally, the only other one that came to my mind here is NextZen ZNR. Now, we're not going to talk... The dilution for this is insane. We'll talk about this in a minute here. But ZNR is $30 for 34 ounces, basically 1 liter. So it's a 1 liter comparison. This is 88 cents per ounce, whereas Evolve is $1.03 per ounce. Again, ZNR is cheaper, and you're going to get more washes out of ZNR. If I did the math right for ZNR, if I'm using it with 2 gallons of water, I'm only using 7.6 milliliters. If I did the math right, that's going to equate to 131.5 washes. Basically, if we round down, 131 washes. Whereas I'm only going to get 40 washes out of this. So what does that tell you about ZNR? If we're going to be using ZNR in 3 gallons of water, which is more comparable to Evolve with 3 gallons of water, I'm using 11.4 milliliters, but I'm getting 87 washes out of ZNR. Here again, more cost effective than, again, 40 washes from this, right? So kind of keep that in mind there. That's the cost overview. It's probably a lot more than what you want to know, but again, this is a pretty expensive rinseless wash when it comes per ounce usage. So let's talk about some bullet points here from what I saw from Karma Collective here. So it said it's formulated without waxes or protective additives. So again, it's not going to leave anything behind on the surface. It says it's highly advanced surfactant. So there was no mention if this is a polymer, a surfactant base, or it's a hybrid. There's no mention of that. I suspect it's a hybrid. So if I shake it, you're going to get a little bit of sudsing action. So I suspect it's a hybrid here. And it says it has a color changing technology to indicate dilution. So it is going to change when we mix it with water from this orange color to like a greenish color that almost looks similar to McKee's N914 in that color. So I have 3 gallons of water in here. I didn't, give or take, close to 3.2, who knows. I just kind of guesstimated here. And I'm going to add 25 milliliters of product, and we're going to see how the lubrication is on the surface here. So let's take a whiff. It smells pretty decent, and then we'll pour some out. So when I ordered from Detail Division, he included this nice little measuring cup here, which is nice of him to include. So there is a 25 milliliter mark in here, dead center. I can see it right here. And so I'm going to just pour this out. Okay, so that's 25 milliliters of product. And we're going to pour it, and we're going to see if it changes in the water here. So I'm going to take the camera. Let me move the bucket around. So I'm going to pour this in here. And you can see right away that my mixture has changed to a green color. I'll show that right here in a second. Again, is that gimmicky? You can see how it changed in color. So is that a gimmicky? Is that gimmicky? Too gimmicky for it. So let me just take this over there, and then we'll set up our pre-soak and all that. Of course, let me get my pump sprayer, and I'll be right back. I'm going to set you guys down here for a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to take my bottle and just dunk it in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and pump the pump sprayer in here. I'm going to be using a DIY Detail sponge here. And I should grab a towel. I'm going to grab a towel as well, just so that I can show you what the dirt looks like. So I'll be right back. Okay, perfect. I found a gray plush towel here. We'll dunk that in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and take our mixture. Hopefully you guys can actually see. So again, the Equinox is dirty. You can see all this dirt in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-soak this. You can see how dirty that water is. And if I wanted to, I could actually just pre-soak this panel pretty heavily, and to get some of the dirt off the panel. And I'll do this side as well. And the way this is behaving is more like a polymer. And what I mean by that is polymer rinseless washes tend to bead on the surface. We'll just add that. I'm going to use the DIY Detail sponge. And we're going to take this and we're just going to go on here. You can see I do have quite a bit of dirt. See, I picked up some dirt on there. I'm going to flip it and get this edge. So it does feel like it has good lubrication on the surface with the sponge. Let me just go ahead and flip this over. So again, most rinseless washes tend to have good lubrication on there. So let's see, do we still have dirt on there? We have a little bit of dirt in there. So we'll just take it and then we'll just dunk this in here. And you can see my sponge is clean. So it looks like it has good, at least it releases dirt pretty well. Let me squeeze out some of this. I don't need this thing soaking wet. And then we'll take a look at this to pick up some dirt. You can see it does encapsulate dirt. Just flip this over and over, and then just kind of just pick up. You can see I picked up plenty of dirt. Normally I wipe down. Let's see if I can do it this way. Okay, I'm going to flip it over to a clean side. Just keep flipping your towel to a clean side whenever you feel like it's dirty. That's not too bad. Okay, so there we go. So let me go back and flip it to the dirty side. And we'll do the infamous dunk test. So that's what the dirt is, all right here. I won't agitate it against the grit guard. I'll just put it in here. Looks like it has some pretty good cleaning power. There's still a little bit on the dirt, on the little dirt on there. If I take it against the, rub it against the grit guard, let me lock this in place. So if I scrub it against the grit guard, then it comes clean. So it's pretty good. I'm gonna take my towel here and dry this off, and we'll see how this dries off on the surface. Okay, so it does have some good lubrication on there. It's not pan level in terms of dry off, but it's pretty good, even though we only have 25 milliliters of product, basically almost equivalent to 1 ounce in there, but it does feel pretty good on there. And so let me just dry this surface off here. Of course, this side's a little cleaner with the towel. But again, we've cleaned it and we're good to go. Alright, so let me just go ahead and finish this off here, and then I'll come back and give you final thoughts on Evolve. I'm gonna go ahead and finish washing the rest of the car because I want to wash this really quick before I run out of daylight. So be right back with that, guys. But so far it looks like it cleaned really well and left me with a clean finish. So I'll be right back with the rest, with final thoughts. Hey everyone, welcome back to the final thoughts section for Carbon Collective Evolve Rinseless Wash. So for me, it's the following day. I was in such a rush to just finish washing the Equinox yesterday. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'll do the outro the following day, and that's where we're at here. So right off the bat, I'm going to answer this question here. So remember I had all those cards here where they had all the dilution ratios calculated for cost per use of this. I'm going to chuck them out the window. And the reason I'm saying that is because this is worth the money. Money well spent, let's put it that way. And so you're going to get your money's worth with this in terms of its overall performance. So that's why I said I don't really care for cost per use when it performs that well. So it's a great product. It does exactly what a rinseless wash is supposed to do, and it does it very well. So I'm going to put that out there right away. It's going to compete with the big names on the market here for the rinseless wash market. The DIY Details, the Armor Detail Supply Hero, the Phoenix EOD Hydra, which other ones are on the market here? Detail Co Nemesis, Clean by Pan. It's going to compete with those. It's just that good. And I kind of just want to touch on the dilution ratio. I think the dilution ratio is a good starting point. 25 milliliters to 12 liters, which is essentially 25 milliliters, just less than an ounce for 3 gallons of water. 12 liters is a little bit more than 3 gallons, but let's just say 3 gallons to make it easy. I think there's plenty of lubrication there with that dilution ratio. As I went around the Equinox, you know, I was kind of my sponge, the DIY Detail Legacy sponge, which is gliding on the surface, so There's plenty of lubrication on that. I used the towel on the roof and a couple of other areas, and again, even that had plenty of lubrication too, where it was gliding pretty smoothly on the painted surface there and on the glass surface there. So you'll be okay using either microfiber towel or a sponge of your choice. The other thing is cleaning power. So there is a good surfactant in here because I showed you how well it cleaned that microfiber towel, and I showed you how well it cleaned the DIY Detail Legacy sponge. So it did a great job cleaning those two items there. You know, I can't say anything bad about that. Cleaning power is just there. The encapsulation, you got to see the encapsulation as I did the pre-rinse on the hood there. It looks like it does a good job there. I should have saved some in the container to show you what it does, but it looks like it does a real good job at encapsulating the dirt there to make it a safe washing process as you're using either your towel or your sponge there. In terms of scent, nothing too extraordinary there, but again, I don't really care if my product has a scent or not. That's not a big thing for me, so to me it doesn't really matter. In terms of lubrication, again, as I mentioned, there's some good lubrication in this product. Like my sponge and the towel were gliding really smooth on there. Now, as far as lubrication during the dry off process, this has some pretty good lubrication on it. Definitely felt better than someone than Hero and you know, Phoenix EOD. So it did feel a little bit better there. Not as good as Pans. I think Pans still a little better, but Pans is leaving something on the surface where this is not. So I could actually tell that it did feel a little slicker in terms of the dry off process there. So I can't really complain about the dry off process from this. Today when I drove it today, no streaking or nothing, so I did a real good job there. I can't really say anything else about this in terms of that. And then the final thing I kind of want to touch on is the color changing aspect of the product. For me, it's not a positive nor a negative in terms of the product's performance. It's a little gimmicky, but I think it's a pretty cool feature. And what I mean by that is it's adding a little bit more fun into the wash process. The fact of seeing the rinseless wash change from this orange color, like this reddish orange color, to more like to that light green color. I think that's a pretty cool feature that it has in there. Again, it just makes the wash process a bit more fun because you see the color changing. And if you really wanted to show your friends, like, hey, I want to show you what rinseless washing is all about, check this out, I have this product, and you're going to check out how the color changes, and you show your friend, and they're going to be wowed by the chemistry that it has in there to for that color changing aspect of it, and then they're going to go off and buy the product. So overall, I think it's a great product. Definitely give it a chance to try out. So I think if you're running low on some of those other rinseless washes that you have, definitely consider this picking this up. Again, I think it's worth the money. So if you want to buy it, then definitely check it out. I think Detail Division is the only place you can get Carbon Collective here in the States. I think they're the only distributor. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked into Carbon Collective that much. So again, I don't really have that information. But if they are, if you don't want to spend the money for, like, if you think the 16-ounce bottle is a little too expensive, just get the big one, because I think the 34-ounce bottle, the 1 liter size bottle, is definitely worth the money, because I think based on the calculations as I stated here, you're going to get about at least 40 washes out of it if you're going to be using it as a rinseless wash. So I think that's a good number there. So you're going to get your money's worth there. So that's all I have for you guys on this. Yeah, just post your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think about it. Is this a product that you're looking to try? You know, is it going to capture your eye, and is it giving you that gut feeling to go out and buy it? I think you should at least try it and give it a shot. I think it does a great job. The other thing I couldn't figure out is, as I stated, the way it behaves on the paint when I was doing the pre-rinse, it was beating on the surface. That's, like I said, for me using different rinseless washes, that is giving me more of the vibe that it's more polymer based than surfactant based. So, you know, it does have both, because if we shake it, we can see that it does have some suds in there. So again, it's more of the hybrid style rinseless wash, but it behaves more like a polymer rinseless wash as it beads on the surface, because Pans will do the same thing, and Optimum No Rinse does kind of the same thing. Which other one does the same thing? Adams Hoseless Wash does the same thing. Whereas like a rinseless wash that's more heavy on the surfactant side will lay a little bit flatter on the surface and not bead so much. So that's all I have for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Post your comments down below. I think it's a great product, so definitely give it a shot. I'm going to be using this again this weekend to wash the rest of the cars. I'm going to wash my Camaro here. I'm going to wash the Impala. Probably going to wash the Grand Prix. Just trying to get more hands on it. But one wash in, I think it's a great product. It's very impressive. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone.